Hey, my name is Jay with Dirtbox Overland. We're out of Denver, Colorado, and we're hanging out at Flagstaff 2023, really already? Wow. Anyway, this is our full-size truck or mid-size canopy tent camper setup. We've got it on a brand new Tundra that we just did our own suspension on and whatnot. The most comfortable highway and light overlanding vehicle that we've had yet, especially once we've gotten the suspension tweaked out, which is nice. But basically on this guy, we've got an aluminum Canopy Camper. Tons of people have a similar thing to it, but what makes ours a fair bit different, weight is on par. We may be one of the lighter or just exactly the same, so it's about 425 to 435, not including the awning. That includes the bed, that includes all the lighting, that includes the ladder that's inside it and whatnot. But what makes it different is we do a bunch of extruded aluminum all the way around the perimeter and some extrusions running through, especially the tent portion, and we do a bunch of tubular work that goes inside of our doors. The support of the doors is actually kind of a big deal. We've got L-track going through here, and when you start putting your gear on there, they get a little flimsy. So this one's a lot stouter than what you would typically see. Even some of the very high-end ones are a little bit twisty, which is not that big of a deal except for sealing. The reason it's called Dirtbox is because we're trying to keep the dirt out of the box. So we have deep seals through here and really thick on that. So you have a double cam over setup to squeeze that down there, and it's adjustable throughout that. So this is just a little deal that could go on the outside. You can hang it, flips up and goes flat, but it's just for storing some of your gear or making a sandwich, whatever you like. And then when you roll around the back, we have got your ladder system that just actually tucks away up in here. Normally it stays stashed right up here, and there's a table that flips down, so you've got full use of whatever you want here. In order to climb up, instead of having to make the leap of faith, you just sit there, drop it down, and the ladder itself is wicked light. Like, honestly, I don't think it weighs more than 4 pounds. So you've got the ladder. We did a nice curve rung. We shaped it for your feet, so when you're barefoot in here, which is probably what you will be, it's not hurting your tootsies. The bed itself is pretty slick. It does two things. We can either have it stand up like you typically do, where you flip it up through here, and it could be then pinned up on the ceiling, or you could go ahead and bifold it back and then just keep it out of your way completely, which makes it nice for the dance floor. Heavy fabric. The fabric is very heavy, but not to the point where it adds too much weight to the unit itself. We've got illumination through this guy, through a little control switch that's on the side, which I'll turn on. So we've got illumination here, we have illumination upstairs, and we have controls right up here as well with 2 USB sockets and a cigarette lighter socket right there as well. This is actually a flip down table, so you can stand here and work on your computer or whatnot, and then you've got the large opening out the back with the awning setup or the rain fly. So that hydraulically tips up. And then what we kind of did a little different with this guy versus the others, the Tundra is such a great daily driver car. You kind of don't want to have it always loaded down with just your camper setup. So all the controls with our auxiliary lights and everything else on this are controlled through the S-Pod system in here, making it where we have a positive negative connection. You quick disconnect, the 4 brackets, the whole thing lifts off, and you're back to dad van again, which makes it really nice on that Tundra. The cool thing, because I'm kind of a vampire when it comes, I'm a night person. So right now I've got the lighting turned on, but through here, you touch each one of these guys and it brings it up to full power. And if it's 2 in the morning and you're tasting tequila thoroughly, you can sit there, hold it on there, and that'll dim it down to a nice, low, gentle glow to hang out for the rest of the night. So that's kind of a nice plus as well. We've got like a little fabric setup that goes in with a rack deal there, so you can store gear in the front, or we have a hard aluminum case that goes in there. I think for this series truck, keeping it light, keeping it simple is what we chose for this. The other units that are a little more live-in all the time will have our hard aluminum box in the front. And then on this side, you've got, it's a little more the same, but storage bags that can hang out through here. You can mount your Jackery. Usually I always suggest like a Jackery 2000 Pro. It fits this nicely, and the thing will charge up in 2 hours. We've got a little 500 in here, which is just running our LED lights and whatnot. Pretty nice there. But another nice little feature, I'll shut this. You could also rivet on MOLLE panels all the way through. There are MOLLE boxes that go in here that'll set in further, so you can put your diesel fired heater, a bigger battery system, EcoFlow, Jackery, whatever, whatever flavor you choose. And then The struts are adjustable in height, so you can change the height of this. And if you're somebody who's going to put a lot of gear on here, we'll go ahead and set you up with a higher tension or higher pressure strut to keep it up. All extruded aluminum throughout this setup and up through here. And then we go into a really nice, this is a 5-axis CNC machine hinge point right here, which on the nose of it, it actually carries a really slick marker light. So we've got upstairs LED marker lights. We've got them on the front. We have them in the rear. Those are controlled by the S-Pod individually, and we could also have them as flashers, hazards if you're on the side of the road. We have a third hinge in the center because sometimes what we've seen with people is they'll overstuff too much gear in there, crank down on that thing, and they'll want to try to bulge. So keeping 3 pivots is pretty important. And we did go a little overkill on the exterior one, but that makes it, you know, bulletproof for the life of it. You've got on top of the roof, there's L-track running full length all the way across. So you can now bolt on any sort of crossbar setup that you'd like for solar panels, for canoe, kayak, whatever type of stuff on there. It just makes it as a nice clean package. We actually, what's interesting is we go with a real small fill space in here. That little bracket doesn't do much. It's a little bit of support, but what we found when we fill that in more is we get more wind noise. So that's designed to let the air kind of flow through and keep that all nice through there. And then there's a ton of auxiliary lighting that can be mounted on the extruded aluminum. We have some high power amber lights in the nose. Again, that's ran through the S-Pod, which we can run through our phone app. I'm not a big phone app guy, but it is nice to be able to keep those separate on my phone, on my little holder in the car to run that. Then we have auxiliary lighting that's on the Tundra. It stays with it all the time. But overall, a nice package. It's under 11 grand without the awning, and of course without the jackery and a few other goodies, but it's a slick deal. And installation and removal, as long as you have the way to lift it off, it is not even 5 minutes to pull this thing off, if you have the capacity to lift it. So if you had a hopped up fiberglass top little lift setup on there, you could easily incorporate that into the lifting eyes that would go on the L-track, and you're good to go. But we've tested this thing, already just got back from the Arctic last month at 46 below. It wasn't this unit, it was the one that was on our Tremor, so we do for the full-size trucks as well. 36 below is the sweet spot where the clear plastic on the awning will crack and the struts get too cold. So if you are somebody who's insane and likes to camp at 40 below zero, we know which struts to run and the plastic that we'll choose, which we'll put the plastic across the whole lineup for that. And then the rainfly unzips, comes off, heavier bars through there. The fabric, like I said, is durable, very heavy, very nice stuff, but not too heavy to cause any major problems with the overall weight. So nice product. Dirtbox Overland, Denver, Colorado. We got the high elevation testing, we got the cold, and we got the heat. It's all there. If you guys are interested for any more information, it's dirtboxoverland.com. So again, dirtboxoverland.com, or give us a call at 888-986-4664, extension 3. You will talk directly to me. I answer all of messages that are left behind, and I'll give you all the details you need.